Very good evening, one and all. So I was just enjoying the beautiful uh, statements and the inputs and the science given by whole team and even the public sector. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It's my pleasure and honor to be part of this convocation program. Yeah, I'm from Medgenome. We are a private sector who provide this genomic services. And yes, of course, the moment you say about the consumer genomics and the preventive words, I'm a bit excited more to have few words here. Uh, Before starting all this, let me congratulate all this heterogeneous, I can say heterogeneous mix of participants who are from medical, who are from probably the wellness coach and from the dietitians, who have shown the interest towards this genetic study, which really makes me happy that most of the time, especially in the industries or the institutes, probably Stan will also agree with me or Dr. Amul also, like we would say that okay, there is still more maturity is required at the level of Indian population or Indian scenario. But I can see a number of participants here who have shown interest to learn about this program, especially the wellness program, keeping it as a nutrition as a one component. Just to say a few words, because majority of the component or the points is well covered and well attended. This is an era that we should think it's not a reactive era. So it's a proactive era, which we generally speak when we have a common meetings also, saying that you should not look only after the symptoms you have seen, looking at the treatment. You should always look at the proactiveness. So one of the speaker over here was mentioning about you should always mention about the predictive word. So what does it mean? So if you can predict a disease, or if you can predict your symptoms, or if you can predict your abnormality, or if you can predict about some changes happens probably in the next 10 years or 5 years due to your DNA change, why can't you take an upfront, a proactive step and stop it at the front? The best example is probably you might have heard about newborn screening. So NBS test. It's a simple one spot of blood. They will take it from a newborn baby, which is a 24 hours of baby or 48 hours. And they will check for minimum 8 conditions, which will be a life-threatening conditions. So best example is galactose deficiency. So the moment you have the galactose and the baby is deficient for galactose enzyme, so the baby will automatically will have a severe conditions. So what doctors are doing it in the medical scenario, why I'm saying is this is the application even has established in Western countries have been implemented in India, and it is well adopted from the medical community. So as the same as nutrition also, it will be definitely adopted very fast. And glad that there are a number of participants here who are getting trained on this aspect. So whatever you learn about in the nutrition, one piece of advice which I want to give you is, as Dr. Daksha was mentioning, there is no regulatory bodies as of now. So we all should be cautious in mentioning about the results, interpretations, and the counseling part. So I'm definitely very sure that last 2 months of program have been highlighted on this importance, and the evidence will be continuously evolving. So there is no standard evidence will stick on. So there will be evidence will be continuously evolves, and it will be added up. It doesn't mean that the evidence is there at the moment will vanish out. No, it will be added up. The best example would be like if you ask me for 20 years back, any gene or change will affect the cardiovascular condition or heart disease, I would have picked 4 or 5 when my PhD time or 15 years back. But now we have a system called polygenic risk score systems. Like many genes contribute for the development of diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, and many. So similarly, the nutrition as well, if you take a lactose intolerance, caffeine sensitivity, or circadian rhythm, there are classical genes and classical variants. Probably you might have wonderfully taught during your course. So that's important. There is no denying that. So always keep an eye open to ensure that you will learn continuously and get a questions clarified during your sessions, and be open for these kind of programs. That is most important, because educating ourselves like in and around is the first thing which we always has to bring, because only when we get educated and we have an awareness, then only we can comment, or then only we can pass the message to our what nearby people or whoever we like most. So being a counselors, probably some of you are already in the medical field. So definitely this is a good course. Please explore the science behind this, which will definitely help to educate yourself and have more understanding on this concept. So there are many tests or many DNA-based tests are involved in making a fine decision on the treatment. A best example is the pharmacogenetics, where if you have a change in CYP2C19 gene, it will affect your drug which you are taking up. So even it will lead to a severe cardiac issues. For example, clopidogrel is one drug which will definitely have an issue. So there are multiple, as Dr. Stan was mentioning on the initial slides, that its genetics is a huge umbrella where the application is just started helping a lot of us. And I'm glad that the government of India has come up with a human genome project. I would also like to appreciate the team, Dr. Daksha and the whole team, where public sector is also involved much to get the genetic insights of Indian population, because we were lacking the population data and now we have enough data and it is coming up. So the last message, which I don't take, as I said, like it will be a continuous discussion. This is a larger area. Uh, keep updating yourself, whether it is a course, whether it is a science, and definitely take the advice from Dr. Daksha, what she said about the think about writing an article. So when you start thinking about writing a scientific article, you will get a lot of evidences and you will get a lot of confidence also, and it will also educate the public and educate the scientific community. So, Stan, it's a fantastic program which I can see over here. Probably we will have more discussions probably in the next sessions or probably in the next coming months. Thanks a lot.